Okay. Good morning, Dr. Umar. I have a 6-year-old autistic son. Recently asking about his father. Father chooses not to be there. I've made several attempts. My son only met his dad twice in his life. Sad. How do I explain this to my son that his father does not want to be in his life? And what did they say?
They told me, they was like, oh, his bus is late. I said, so you mean to tell me that you're going to have a 14-year-old?
No, that's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal.
And if something happened to him, what you think I'm going to do? You cannot do that. That's when y'all need to call me.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. You need to write a letter to the principal. I accidentally sent a Cash App. Sorry, I will need a refund. Sister Virginia from Louisiana. Why are you accidentally sending me money? Dr. Umar, do you know about the story of Jacob and Esau in the Bible, Deuteronomy chapter 28? We are Israelites under a covenant of the Most High. White people are Edomites, seeds of Esau. Read the story of Jacob. We are Israelites. Listen, brother, you can be whatever you want. You could be an Israelite. You could be Nation of Islam. You could be God in Earth. You could be Nawapian. You could be Jehovah Witness. You could be a Methodist. You can be a Seventh-day Adventist. You can be whatever you want to be, my brother. You could be a pretendian. You could be Aboriginal. You can be an indigenous. You can be whatever the hell you want. I could care less what you call yourself. I could care less what you believe. I only got one question. What institutions are you building for our people? And what problems are you fighting for our people? That's all I care. I don't give a damn about your religious background, your religious beliefs, your religious heritage. That don't mean shit to me. All due respect. It means nothing. What institutions are you building? What problems are you solving? What institutions are you building? What problems are you solving? No religion is going to save black people. Only black people are going to save black people. Hold on. Who the next parent?
My question is about the school you mentioned and how to get more information about what you are already doing. Okay.
Well, with regard to FDMG, we're probably going to be having our community grand opening Kwanzaa week. And that'll be an opportunity for you to come and learn more about the school when we do the grand opening. We won't start educating our children until next fall, but we plan on opening up for the community this fall. So that's where we are with that. So more information will come as we get closer to opening up.
Okay. My dad told me about it. He's from Lansing, Michigan, and I know you were there not too long ago or nearby.
Yes, I was in Lansing about 2 months ago. Had a great time, and then I went to Kalamazoo, and now it looks like I'm going to be going to Saginaw, Michigan soon. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, he was telling me about the school and just said that I should, learn more about it. And I'm kind of on TikTok a little bit, and I saw you pop up on my For You page, and I appreciate you, sharing all this information with everybody and your contact to get in touch and make some solid moves.
Oh, for sure. Well, when you mentioned gardening, yes. I was almost prompted to tell you to send in a resume, as a volunteer or as an employee, because we will be purchasing farmland in Delaware because part of our curriculum is agricultural science. And I'm going to need brothers and sisters who are experienced in that area to come and teach our young people how to grow and procure their own crops. That's a big part of what we do.
Yes, I just finished my master gardening internship with the Alabama Cooperative Extension, and they're associated with Auburn and Alabama A&M. So I'm all about learning how to grow your own food and food as nourishment, all of that. So I will definitely send you my resume and hopefully keep in touch.
Will do. Will do. Keep me posted, Queen.
Okay, thank you.
All right now. Take care.
You too.
Yes, indeed. All my Alabama Africans. Do we have any Alabama Africans on Instagram and TikTok this morning? During the Black Parent Teleconference, we have any Montgomery, Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. I will be in Huntsville June 11th. I want to see all my Alabama Africans. I haven't seen you guys in quite some time. I want the whole Alabama to come out to Huntsville Sunday, June the 11th. Sunday, June the 11th, Huntsville, Alabama. Harriet Tubbins Awards fundraiser, 6:30. If you need the flyer, you could text me 215-989-9858. Okay, let's see who else we got here. A doctor told my daughter that my 5-year-old grandson is autistic because he doesn't talk loud. He can use his louder voice. He explains everything. I don't want him labeled. Please help. I wouldn't get him tested. It doesn't sound like you believe he's autistic. What's the purpose? There's no need to get him tested. Okay. I'm looking for questions about education. North Wales. Please follow directions. I ask you to text your first name and your city. Some of you are texting a name without a city. Some of you texting a city without a name. Please follow directions. I have a brother 15 in Baton Rouge. He's in impoverished neighborhood. Watched the sister overdose. Every man murdered. My mom asked for help. She's an enabler. Last year, he begun smoking, dropping out of school. He needs a man. He needs a man. He needs a man. This is where black men need to get on their job. College student, 2 siblings, addicted to the tablet. What's the best way to check his behavior without hitting him? Consequences. Consequences. ADHD. I started following your page. I'm looking for questions about children. Toya. Lucinda, I just called you, baby. You got to pick up the phone now. Pick up the phone. You got some computer on the phone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sister Lucinda. How's Atlanta treating you?
It's treating you well, Dr. Umar.
All right.
I have a quick question. Okay, so my baby boy, he's in high school. He's going into the 10th grade. My son had a speech impairment. So he got an IEP. Now his behavior is starting to occur. I set up an IEP with the teachers. I had all the teachers come in. I also had administrative staff come in because I wanted her in the meeting. Now, when we was in the IEP meeting, most of his teachers are females. He got 2 male teachers. Nobody seemed like they had a behavior issue. But now, Dr. Umar, I'm starting to get phone calls stating that they starting to see behavior issue in the classroom. I asked the case manager, can I get a behavior evaluation? But they feel like he don't need to have a behavior evaluation. So I'm just trying to figure out what's the next step.
What grade is your son in?
He's in the 9th grade.
And he already has an IEP?
Yes, sir.
For what disability? For what disability?
He had a speech impairment.
So are you telling me he has an IEP for speech only?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nothing else but speech. So he's in a regular class all day. Is that correct?
No. He get pulled out 2 of his classes. Well, he have a co-teacher in 2 of his classes.
Okay, if he's getting pulled out for anything other than speech, that means he has another disability. What is that disability in addition to the speech and language impairment? There's 13 disabilities: autism, intellectual disability, the specific learning disability, which can be reading, writing, math, listening, comprehending. You have emotional disturbance, autism, brain injury, speech and language impairment, orthopedic impairment, multiple disability, other health impairment. What is the other disability? I'm assuming it's some kind of a specific learning disability, reading, math, or writing.
But this the catch, not Umar.
But hold on. Before we get to the catch, you got to know what your son's disabilities are. So what is that other disability?
It's the learning.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so when I talked to the case manager, they said his grades, he's passing in his grades, but the language, the English and the language is the issue. The grades are not high, but they are high in math, they're high in science, and then I'm trying to think, what is they called? It's like he got health classes and PD, he passing in all of them, but the language class is the issue, the problem. The grades are very low.
His grades are very low in what class?
In the language arts.
Okay, that means he's not applying himself. He's not practicing. He's not paying attention. He's not doing the homework. That's probably what that is. But here, okay, but they said he's starting to have behavior issues, right?
Right.
Behavior issues like what? What is he doing?
Okay, it was an issue with the hoodie. They didn't want kids wearing hoodies to school. So they called me because the teacher asked him to remove the hoodie. He refused. So the teacher asked me to come out to the school. I came out to the school. At first, they didn't even want me to go into the classroom where the behavior issue was. So I explained to the lady up front. I said I was called, ma'am, by a teacher to come out here. I want to see the behavior issue. It got so bad that I had to ask for administrative staff, and she didn't want to talk to me. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to go to the county. Because if a teacher calling me about a behavior issue and you don't want a parent to see that, something y'all hide. So by that time, the principal, she came with me and her talk, and I explained to her, ma'am, I don't come out here for no drama or nothing like that. I was called. I also showed her the email that the teacher emailed me and asked me, can I come to the school? Their policy is, I guess they don't let parents go back into the school, in the classrooms because, previous incidents. But I explained to the principal I was called.
Let me ask you this. You said he's in what grade again?
He's in the 9th grade. He's going to the 10th.
Okay. He's at a public school in D.C., right?
No, in Atlanta.
Atlanta. When is the last day of school?
May 24th.
May 24th. So your son is getting out of school in 7. He got 13 days left. That's not even including the weekend. So he really got like 9 days of school left, right?
Right.
Then guess what? I would do nothing but tell my son to sit his ass down, behave yourself, and ignore these people and don't get in no damn trouble because school is almost over. It's a non-issue. Get him to the finish line and get him to summer vacation. Now, if this was January, February, March, then we got to talk about some solutions. But he got 9 days of school. If he can't behave himself for 9 days of school, then we got a serious problem with discipline. He got 9 days of school. He should be able to go to school and just he's the 24th. That's 13 days, including the weekends. Take the weekends out, you're looking at 9 days. Get him to the finish line. Now, when he gets back next year, if they start this again, I need you to understand, every child with an IEP in the United States of America, IEP means you have a disability. It also means you're a special ed student. Those three things go together. Disability, IEP, special ed. They all go together. You got to have all three. There's no such thing as having one, no such thing as having two. You have all three: special ed, IEP, disability. They all go together. 3 into 1, 1 into 3. When he comes back next year, if he started having issues, you can tell them to develop a functional behavioral assessment and positive behavior plan for your son. Have you ever even heard of a functional behavioral assessment? Have they ever brought that up to you before?
No.
Okay. So if this starts up again, you'll be able to reach out to me. Okay. And I'll remind you, but they need to do a functional behavioral assessment, which is basically an assessment of the function of the misbehavior. Why is he doing what he's doing? Right. And then they take that information from the FBA and they create a positive behavior plan for that. Any special ed child with a behavior problem, the law requires the IEP team must develop a functional behavioral assessment and positive behavior plan. That's what you're going to do next year, the minute they start making their complaints. And the other thing you may do is you may hire a black psychologist in Atlanta. There's plenty of them, to go into your son's classroom and observe him in the classroom to find out exactly what's going on. Because until you know what's going on in that class, you can't really do nothing about it. You can't assume the teacher is telling you the truth, because teachers lie all the time. You feel me?
Right.
Teachers lie. See, they didn't want you to go into the classroom. That's why you're going to tell them, no problem. I don't have to go into the classroom. But I have a psychologist who's going into the classroom. Since y'all complaining about my son's behavior, I hired an outside psychologist to go into the classroom, observe my son in that class, so we can all sit down and meet and come up with some solutions for how to deal with my son. You're going to bring a psychologist in who you're going to pay to observe your son. Because guess what? The psychologist might say, your son ain't even a problem. There's other children who way worse than him. Where the psychologist may say the teacher be picking on your son, or she only pay attention to him when he's doing something wrong. There's so much going on in that class we don't know, because we don't have eyes in there. So you're going to have to get a second set of eyes in that classroom to find out what's really going on. Do you feel me?
Right, but Dr. Umar, if a teacher asked me and the teacher talked, and she said, Miss Mace, I don't have a problem you coming to the classroom. So I don't have no faith. I mean, I don't have a right to, if a teacher calling me and telling me I can come to the classroom.
Well, legally, special ed parents do have a right to observe the class. You do.
Right.
So you could write a letter. You could write a letter to the principal saying, as a special ed parent, federal law gives me a right to observe my child. And so I want to know what day and time can I come in and observe my child. So you could write a letter to the principal. That's one way you can deal with this. You know, but me from the outside looking in, and you would not be wrong to do that, Queen. You would not be wrong. But me from the outside looking in, I'm saying he got 9 days of school. My thing is, sit your ass down, do whatever they tell you to do. Don't back talk, don't misbehave, and finish these 9 days of school. You in 10th grade, bro. You going to 10th grade. If you can't give me 9 days just to get to the end of the school year, my goodness. You see what I'm saying? So you can do either. You can go either route, good sister. You can go either route. But for me, I'm having a conversation with my son. We not doing this with 9 days to go. There's no way in hell I got to fight these people every day for 9 days because you ain't got no damn self-control. Right. I would tell him, you going to get to these 9 days or give me my cell phone back or everything he wants.
And the reason why I gave him a cell phone, because in the beginning of the year, Dr. Umar, they was making my child walk home, and he had to cross the main highway. I had to go back up there to the school, and I told him, I said, listen here, why is my child walking home from school?
And what did they say?
They told me, they was like, oh, his bus is late. I said, so you mean to tell me that you're going to have a 14-year-old?
No, that's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal. That's illegal.
And if something happened to him, what you think I'm going to do? You cannot do that. If it's that's when y'all need to call me.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. You need to write a letter to the principal, and I would carbon copy the superintendent, because what you're telling me, does your son receive bus service on his IEP? Is that on the IEP, bus service?
No, he ride a regular bus.
A regular public transportation bus?
Yes. Because I was told they short of help.
Did he used to ride the school bus?
Yes, he did.
And why did he stop? Why did he stop riding the school bus?
Short, Dr. Umar.
No, I don't care about the county. Special ed kids get what special ed kids need. The county ain't your problem. That's their problem. Why did he stop riding the school bus?
Because they told me they were short of drivers, Dr.
Umar. No, listen. You need to write a letter to the principal and tell them your son is going to get school bus services next year. If y'all can't do that, y'all going to have to pay for a cab or an Uber or a Lyft to get my son to and from school. Because how far is it? The reason he needs to take the school bus is because of the highway or because of the distance or both?
Because of the main highway. That was my main
It's
concern.
too dangerous. Okay. I got you. So then on the IEP, you want school bus services because it's too dangerous for him to be crossing that highway. I'm with you on that. So tell them, you need to call an IEP meeting and tell them starting next year, and I would do it this year for next year, he needs to be on the bus. My son is not crossing that highway. It's too dangerous. No way. He's not doing that. School bus or pay for a cab or Uber. Remember, they get extra money for your child. So make them use it. Tell them.
I understand that, but at the same time, like I told the principal, I just felt like I was labeled as the other parents, and I tried to explain to her, first of all, ma'am, I'm not that type of parent. When I get a phone call, I'm here. I'm here about my child. But at the end of the day, I just feel like by you not letting me back there in the classroom, to me, I need to pull cameras or I need to know what y'all hide.
But we already dealt with that. All you got to do is write a letter to the principal.
I talk to my child every day. He wanted to work this summer. And I told him, I said, if the behavior approved, then I don't mind getting your job. But if you can't listen to the teacher, you're not going to be able to listen to your supervisor. And they don't care.
Got you.
You're on the job.
Got you. So you know what you got to do, right? The letter to the principal if you want to get into the class, but you also need to call an IEP meeting to tell them he needs bus service for next school year or some form of transportation. You want it in the IEP, and if they don't give you that, you could take them to due process. You're in Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
You could take them to due process with the state of Georgia, and they'll force them to provide them with the bus service because it's too dangerous to cross the highway. The other thing too, you got to double check, make sure that your son is getting all the credits that he's supposed to get every year to make sure he's going to graduate with a high school diploma. Remember, special ed kids are more likely than other kids to not graduate with a diploma because the IEP team is not making sure they're getting their credits. Make sure he's getting his credits.
Right.
Okay. And it might even be time to exit him from special ed all the time, because if he don't need special ed, if he can learn in a regular class, what he doing with special ed anyway? What he doing with an IEP if he can learn in a regular classroom?
Because they said that, I guess, he couldn't, something about it. They said he can't sit still for a long period of time.
That ain't got nothing to do with special ed. Special ed has nothing to do with sitting still. Special ed is for children who have disabilities who cannot learn in the regular class. It has nothing to do with behavior. Special ed is not a behavior plan. Special ed is a learning plan. So if they told you your son needs special ed because he can't sit still, that is illegal. Sitting still has nothing to do with special ed. Special ed is for children who have learning disabilities who cannot learn in the regular classroom without the special ed. Being hyper, being misbehaving, those are not reasons for an IEP. You cannot go to special ed because you got a behavior problem.
Okay.
You feel me?
Right.
So it might be time for you to exit him from special ed.
Okay.
And that's just an IEP meeting too.
Okay.
All right. But talk with him about it first, because he got to be able to show and prove. You exit him from special ed, and he's not doing his work. That's not going to look good.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The other thing too, if he's a badass, and I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. If he's a badass, you might not want to exit him from special ed. Why? Because special ed kids can only be suspended 10 total days out the school year. 10 total days out the entire school year. A regular ed kid can be suspended 10 days per incident. You see that? A regular ed kid can be suspended 10 days per incident. A special ed child can only be suspended 10 total days the entire year. So if your son ain't got no damn sense and is going to be misbehaving, you can't exit him, because they'll suspend the hell out of that boy if you remove that IEP and he ain't got no damn discipline.
Right.
So think about that. But at the same time, you better make sure he getting his credits. You better talk to the IEP team. Did my son get all his credits for 9th grade? Because he's in the 9th, right?
Right.
Make sure he getting all his credits for 9th. I would check every year. I would check with them. Did he earn all his math credits? Did he earn all his science credits? Did he earn all his language? Because my son is getting a diploma. Make sure you let them know that, because if you don't, he'll be missing credits. And then when he get to 12th grade, oh, we're sorry, he don't get a diploma. He's 3 credits short because he was in special ed. Make sure your son is getting his credits, or there will be no diploma.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Umar.
No problem, Queen. Be blessed. All right. Who else we got? Somebody just sent me a picture. My dear sister, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You are definitely extra 5, but this is not the time. We're dealing with the children right now. Okay. Good morning, Dr. Umar. I have a 6-year-old autistic son. Recently asking about his father. Father chooses not to be there. I've made several attempts. My son only met his dad twice in his life. Sad. How do I explain this to my son that his father does not want to be in his life? Where is the father? How close is the father to the son? And if the father doesn't want to be in his life, what about his uncles? What about his grandparents? Okay. If the father doesn't want to be in the life, what about the grandparents? What about the aunts and uncles? Can we reach out to them? My dear mothers, we have to make sure we're doing a good enough job to involve other relatives in our children's lives when the father is not available or doesn't want to be available. Your son has other relatives from that side of the family. If they're upstanding individuals, try to link him up with the other relatives in that family. And we got to get him a black man in the community to serve as a mentor. We got to get him some therapy. He's going to need therapy so his self-esteem isn't harmed by the absenteeism of the father. And black men not wanting to be in their children's life. I know there's only a minority of brothers, but we got to do better. Okay, your son is going to need a man. Some black man should be stepping up to be a father figure for this young prince. Some black man should be stepping up to be a father figure for this young prince. Some young man should be stepping up to be a father figure for this young prince. Dr. Umar, I love your videos. I stood by you before the school, and when they tried to distract with the money, keep doing great things. Thank you, family. Do we have any more parent questions? Let's see. His dad bought a tablet. He's very attached to the tablet. His dad left and took the tablet. I had an IEP. Wait a minute.
Hello?
Brother Jabril, did we speak already this morning?
No, we never talked before.
Okay, now what's this about a tablet, that the dad took the tablet? Who you speaking of?
Well, no, I'm talking about my little brother, Jakir.
Okay. Where y'all based at? Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey.
What city?
Longside.
Okay. So what happened?
Well, basically, make a long story short, he's really attached to the tablet because his dad bought it to him. And his dad kind of left. Well, he did leave.
Okay, the dad left. He took the tablet with him?
Well, no. He gave him the tablet,
He gave him a tablet as the going away gift.
Yeah.
Where did the dad go? Is he in prison? Did he move away? What's going on?
Well, no, he moved on down south.
Okay, and what are his plans to continue his relationship with his son?
Well, you say he'd be there. You know, he calls him, he checks up on what's going on, but he said he went. It's a situation.
But when is he going to see his father again? Because he still needs that human contact with his father. He needs the face to face.
Well, my mom planned on dumping him off for the whole summer, but I'm like, you really can't dump him down there for the whole summer.
Okay, well, I hope he gets out. Now, has his father been in his life continuously until now?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's going to be traumatic then. That's going to be traumatic because that's going to feel like abandonment to him.
Yeah, and
That's going to feel like abandonment. That could affect his school, his self-esteem, his behavior. Like, we got to make sure we got a plan in place. I do think he need to go down there. Now, when you say your mom can't send him down there for the whole year, for the whole summer, why not? Is the father not responsible enough to be with him for the whole summer?
Let's just say hypothetically, it's a wild situation. Like, I wouldn't.
I got you. It's not safe. It's not totally safe.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my brother down there.
Okay, at all, or not the whole summer?
All right, so like the way I grew up with my father, who passed away, was he lived a very wild lifestyle to make money.
I got you. And your brother's father lived the same life?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's not safe, he can't go. If it's not safe, he can't go. Okay, hopefully the father be able to come back and visit him at least once a month. You know, if not, we got to get that Zoom and the FaceTime popping. We got to get that Zoom, and, you know, he got to be able to see his dad. I wish they could have a conversation every day.
Well, the dad, and again, I don't want to put his business out there, but the dad himself just lost his son, so, like, he's also very emotional.
Okay, so he going through grief. Okay.
Yeah.
While he's grieving, we might got to fall back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to fall back a little bit. He still should have a relationship with his son. I mean, going through grief should not affect his relationship with your younger brother.
Yeah,
But
it's son, and then it's my two little sisters too. So
okay,
like, with my little brother, at least I can be there.
I got you.
But with my little sisters, they see me as a big brother. I'm not their dad.
I feel you.
So it's like I want to check them on, but I'm big brother. I'm not dad.
I feel you. You can still talk to him though. And if you got to give the consequences, you got to give the consequences, because in African culture, when the father's not there, the big brother is the dad. You feel me?
Yes.
In African culture, when the father's not there, the big brother is the dad. So, you know, I commend you though, brother. You're doing a good job, man. I commend you for stepping up and being there for your brother and your sisters, man.
I just want to say, and I don't want to take all your time, but I just want to thank you very much. I lost my dad very recently, so I was never into none of the weird manosphere stuff, none of the Andrew Tate, or I lost a lot of friends. You know, they started hating women. They became conservative.
Yeah, don't become like that. Don't become one of these bitter brothers you see on YouTube slandering black women all day, acting like a bunch of women themselves. Very anti-masculine. Very anti. To see a bunch of men sitting on YouTube slandering black women, that's very anti-masculine. Don't get into that. Do not get into that.
As you see, I was raised by a black woman. I'm surrounded by black women. My mom would hate me if I ever fell it.
Yeah. Stay away from that negative stuff, you know.
I just want to say, too, before you go to Ethiopia, be careful. Look up the GERD. It's the dam system that they're building that Egypt wants to stop. It can possibly power supply water to half of Africa. I just let them know. Build that dam. Get them people that power.
I feel
Egypt
you.
has no right at all to have complete control over the Nile River.
I feel you.
You just keep doing what you're doing.
No doubt. Thanks a lot, brother. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
No doubt. All right, bro. Yes, sir. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never, my brother.
Need that video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, King. Be safe. I would like to organize a time for you to come to Syracuse, New York. Let me see the 5'5" thick and a thigh pic.